Alright, I'm Battlefield Central, and today we have more news about the evolution. Finally, an insider teased us a bit more. Now we also have some other pieces of information, and be sure to watch until the end if you want to help support the channel. Drop a comment, that would help you out a lot, and it would also help me out. And anyway, enjoy the video. First news for today, and this is gonna be some pretty exciting news for a lot of people. Imagine you're fighting in the Alps and a massive explosion causes a giant avalanche. Like, oh my god, this is so freaking good. We're getting more evolution details, we're getting so much information, and especially there is one huge avalanche in a single location, and that is the Alps, okay? Not in the trailer, by the way, of course, because it's on an island. Of course, everyone expected that, but the trailer takes place only at the Tagashima Space Center and shows off what it needs to show off before June. So that is what I have been saying before. So that should be evolution, the important facts, the player count, the advanced graphics, the advanced smokes, and the advanced fog. We're gonna be seeing pretty soon, and it really does feel like the trailer and the reveal is at its final forms, which I will get later on. Here also Tom posted a clip. This is what Tom posted, the man who bombs the snow, and I really want to see how Avalanche would look like in Battlefield 6, because usually when Tom Henderson posts something, it's pretty accurate to what we are gonna be seeing in Battlefield 6.
Skiing on it, shoveling it, watching it fall, yeah, just everything about it is just like amazing. Our main mission is to keep the highway safe from avalanches. That means closing traffic, moving all the vehicles out of the area, detonate explosives, try to release an avalanche.
Slab. Oh my god.
Oh, that's big.
Oh, holy cow. Oh boy.
I started doing avalanche control in the early 1990s at Alpental ski area. It combined both my love for skiing and my interest in weather.
If this is what Battlefield 6 is gonna be, explosions plus snow, I want to play in Italy. I want to play in all the locations. I want to play in Antarctica. Whatever location it is, this is so exciting news that really does get me hyped. If we're gonna be seeing so much snow, I want to see what the next gen features have to offer.
And I was just completely hooked. And all that is an inconvenience or probably not even a consideration. It's really important that we are, in control of that situation, that avalanches aren't coming down naturally on the highway.
Bro, when Battlefield 6 will have avalanches, there will be no control. All the tanks, all the vehicles will probably get destroyed under the snow. All the buildings might be covered with snow. Who the heck knows? But one thing that's really important to note here, this is a huge tease. This is huge information. This wasn't ever available on the PS4. You didn't see any maps on Battlefield 4, such as a snow map, except the Final Stand one, but it didn't have such a huge avalanche. And this is game changing. This is legit the next step to making this game a legacy. Everyone is super excited, not just me. We are grinding for this game, lad. You're hyping me up. And Tom Henderson just simply replied, you know it. We all know it. We're all hyped. And with every single day closing in to the 2nd of May or whatever the reveal date actually is, it feels like it's going into very, very slow days. I'm not gonna lie. But hey, I'm really excited. It's less than a few weeks away, and that's really good news. I covered this before, but there are some new responses to this and a bit more news. Battlefield 2021 might not be coming to old gen consoles. In other news, I still have yet to hear anything about the concrete Battlefield will come to the past gen consoles. Theory, and it indicates to me that it probably won't, and the biggest reason Battlefield will come to the Xbox Game Pass on day one is to boost player numbers. Could also be that, or it could be that, there just isn't any info out there just yet from Tom or from his sources. And doesn't seem Battlefield 2021 is coming to last gen consoles. Personally, I think early attempts to do so probably failed. I expect 10 million PC plus with current gen console sales, MTX plus 100, if not more, million USD. Xbox Game Pass Pass deal makes enough money, saying that over 10 million players will be on Battlefield 6, which makes total sense, especially if it's gonna be free on Xbox Game Pass. And a lot of comments are pretty positive to that. Interesting. I hope this means the game will be more ambitious, and it definitely does mean so. Also, I would like that older gens would be downscaled and still playable. Time flies by, nothing left, just a lot of patience. And as far as I understood this tweet, it basically means that time really does fly until we get Battlefield 6 teaser. It could potentially also mean that we don't have much information to go off for these few weeks, but then we're gonna be having huge pieces of information overall for Battlefield 6. And some pretty good news on Reddit. We're in the end game now, Battlefield Steam Sale. So I just saw that all Battlefield titles are currently heavily discounted on Steam, and you can see minus 67% off, minus 70% off for Battlefield 1, minus 75% off for Battlefield 4. That is actually pretty cheap, and minus 75 for Battlefield 3. For product launches, it's coming to have discounts on previous versions right before the announcement launch of a new product. This is because the sales for previous product versions tend to fall off when you announce something new, as people then tend to wait for the next one rather than buy the previous model. This is just simple sales strategy and is very common. As you can see, all those sales end of 26th of April, further underlining my theory that we won't see a teaser or anything like that this month, but in the case that they will drop something in early May. Although I wouldn't agree with this, I definitely agree with that we're going to be seeing something in early May. It's time to get excited. We're in the end game now. And all these games went on sale for one specific reason. They end on April 26th for the exact reason because Battlefield 6 reveal is coming, so they actually do want to sell off their games to get more players into them while they wait for Battlefield. And someone from the past actually did predict the future. Maybe eventually game engines will advance enough that the entire map is dynamically destructible rather than isolated scripted events. And this is crazy. Someone predicted the future. Avalanche will actually explode on random locations or will be triggered on random locations. And then the other leaks we have heard, maybe the tornadoes will also be on random locations. Really something Battlefield needs, like a bit of a step up. And Evolution really does change how the game feels. If it's scripted, it's great, but not to the full extent. With Battlefield 6, this will finally be possible. Also, let's talk a bit more about the Battlefield 6 development time. We can all agree the Battlefield 5 felt rushed and still there is some rough edges, unlike Battlefield 1, which since launch was unreliably more polished, considering it was a DICE product. The last game developed by DICE released in 2018, so Battlefield 6 will release exactly 3 years after Battlefield 5. In the meantime, DICE apparently didn't focus on any other game. I guess they probably worked on another project, but with not so many resources allocated. If we compare the recent history of DICE, they released Star Wars Battlefront in 2015, 2016 they released Battlefield 1 and Mirror's Edge Catalyst, 2017 Star Wars Battlefront 2, and 2018 Battlefield 5. So given the rumors according to which the development of Battlefield 6 started together with Battlefield 5, correct me if I'm wrong, and this breaks since 2018, what do you expect from this new installment? A smooth launch, similar or better to Battlefield 1? Or DICE didn't learn from their mistakes and we will see another disaster like Battlefield 4 in case of the old gen release, which was very buggy, or months without content like in Battlefield 5. I feel like they have everything planned out for Battlefield 6 and the development actually did take 4 to 5 years. This is still a very unknown fact that is going on. 4 to 5 years to develop a game, you know, that is actually at the same time as GTA 5, for example. I feel like this is huge news. And for comparison, Battlefield 5 only needed 1.5 years and then it was published as it was seriously rushed. And if you compare that, that is basically almost 3 times the development of Battlefield 5. Battlefield 2021 was probably already in development before Battlefield 5 had a premiere. I think this is the Battlefield game with one of the longest development times. Much longer than Battlefield 1, and that was the one, a critical and commercial hit. And it did really well. It upstarted every single DICE project so far. But it's not just that. Up until recently, DICE was actually split across multiple projects. Star Wars Battlefront 2 took the big part of the studio, for example. Ever since April 2020, so the entire DICE studio has worked on Battlefield 6. I don't think they've done this for at least 3 to 4 years. Next, you also have Criterion, DICE LA working full-time on Battlefield 6. So many studios now joining in and working on Battlefield 6, going all in, and this is something we have been talking before, and I really do hope it turns out well for them. 3 to 5 studios are working on Battlefield 6 so far. What can go wrong? So 3 studios with 3 to 5 years development time have worked on Battlefield 6. This is why me and many others are so excited about Battlefield 6. By all indications, a vast amount of effort has been invested in the game for it to not be a success. And this is really Battlefield. EA are actually posted Battlefield and like a clockwork, and I have to say this is actually a fake account. A lot of people thought it was real. Although it has 260,000 followers, it's not verified. It is a fan account. Really, regardless, really good tease, to be honest. And every day we are returning to more pieces of information that I really do feel like the story is now stacking up and the Battlefield 6 game is nearly complete. The reveal is nearly at the front step, 1 day sooner to the Battlefield 6 reveal. And if you want more content content like this, be sure to subscribe and leave that like button. I really appreciate the support we've been having. See you tomorrow.